SoFi. What is going on, man? This stock just keeps on bleeding. It's getting worse. Now we're in the mid sixes. In fact, we got into the low sixes a couple of days ago, and I want to do an update with you guys on the charts here, my thoughts, what I'm looking to do, and we'll break down the financials. It's been some time since we've broken down the financials last, and we'll also break down their upcoming earnings, which I think I'm pretty sure they're early August rather, maybe late July. I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure early August is when SoFi will report. Either way, we have a lot to cover today, guys. Hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,000 with at least a $100 deposit. Use the link down below, the QR code right here, or go to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So again, at this point, you guys know SoFi has been bludgeoned pretty much, right? Just getting beat day after day, week after week, month after month. Everybody knows this by now. And just in the last week alone, not even in the last couple of days, ever since we got news that the Qatar Investment Authority sold out of everything, $140 million of stock, I think 20 million shares, the stock in the past couple of days is now down about, I think, 15%. Yeah, from the mid sevens, now it's in the low to mid sixes, right? And we have this descending triangle playing out on the 4-hour time frame, and now overall from where we were back in the end of last year, we're down 40%. So we got into a bear market, essentially down 20%. And then we got into another bear market, down another 20%, just to give you guys an idea here of how bad this stock has been, right? Which honestly is the reason, let's be real here, why the Qatar Investment Authority ended up selling out of their entire position, right? And from my understanding, they've been investing in the company since 2019, and the stock hasn't really done much of anything since that point. Let me see. When did they even go public? Yeah, it was 2020. So right around, maybe it was 2020. Either way, the Qatar Investment Authority, they've been in SoFi for quite some time, and they threw in the towel, right? As a lot of people are starting to do right now. But the beautiful thing about being a retail investor, guys, is guess what? You don't have to answer to anybody that you're managing money for every quarter. You don't have to necessarily hit, these benchmarks every quarter, every other quarter, every year. You have the luxury as a retail investor to be able to wait things out, right? So just because SoFi is sucking right now, a lot of big money is potentially flooding out in the short term because, again, they have to hit these benchmarks. They have clients to answer to, yada, yada, yada. Even though that's happening, it doesn't necessarily mean SoFi is going to zero, it's over. It just essentially means that these big institutions, right? And mind you, there's a lot of institutional ownership in SoFi still, but it just means a lot of these people are putting money elsewhere because SoFi has been underperforming, let's be honest, in the midst of an overall bull market, and they can't wait it out. A lot of these big funds, big money institutions, they can't wait it out like us retail investors, traders, like we can do, right? And this is why I keep preaching long-term. And personally, guys, I've only been in the stock for 6-7 months now, so I'm planning on holding for a couple more years at least. So for me, this is nothing crazy, right? Nothing out of the ordinary in terms of, okay, SoFi is going down. It is what it is. I've been in the stock market for a decade now, guys, and I've bought stocks before that have gone down the first couple of months, maybe the first six months to a year of me buying them, and then eventually they've rocketed up afterwards. It happens. It's part of the game, right? So again, SoFi is now getting destroyed. It is what it is, guys. We're down 40% from the recent highs, and we're now at a 1-year low, I believe. Let me pop the 1-year chart up. Yep, we've officially hit a 1-year low at $6.30. And on the 3-year chart, we're getting awfully close to the 3-year low, which, I mean, we still have a ways to go to get there, but the 3-year low on the chart, which I think is the all-time low, all-time low is $4.24. We actually hit that back in December of 2022. Then we ended up rocketing all the way up to about $11.70-80 by July of last year. We hit that in the end of July, it looks like, of 2023. And here we are at $6.40. So if you're looking at this chart, right, and of course, there's a lot more to it than just charts, but you'll see how every time SoFi has gotten, at least over the last couple of years since being publicly traded, it seems like on the charts, every time we get down to $4.50, $5, $6 on the stock, it has proven to be a buying opportunity, right? Just simply looking at the charts, you guys can see we hit $5 back in May 2022. Then we rocketed up to about $9. We hit $4 in December 2022. Then, like I said, we ran to about $8 shortly after there. And then we hit about $12 a couple months after that. And, you know, we've seen this happen time and time again. Like I said, I mean, look at all these pullbacks to that $4 to $5 to $6 range and all the rebounds that we've seen thereafter, right? And at this point, I think we could be getting something similar. And I'd love to know if you guys disagree. Let me know in the comments down below. But I feel like in this window, $4 to $5 to $6, we might regret, or I might not regret. Well, I'm in SoFi, so I'm not going to regret it. But you might not regret it, or you might regret it, rather. I'm confusing myself now. You might regret not buying it, which I'm not telling you to buy it, obviously. But in general, right, you might regret not buying it in this window if we get another one of these, right? Maybe a push towards 10, 12, 15 bucks, which I've been on record saying that's what I think SoFi is worth arguably today, right? Arguably today. So, yeah, man, I like this dip on SoFi. I like that everybody's hating on it, throwing in the towel, right? I'm loving it because, look, I'm looking at this as a buying opportunity, and the market cap right now is what, $6 billion? Let me actually pull this up on Yahoo Finance to show you guys. And by the way, hit that like button. Let's run the likes up. Let's get at least 100 likes on this video, and make sure you guys subscribe. We're trying to get to at least 50,000 subscribers here on YouTube this year. I know it's a pretty big goal, but I think we can get it, guys. So make sure you all subscribe. I appreciate you all as always. So it looks like their market cap is more towards $7 billion, 6.78 to be exact. And let me show you guys their financials very, very quickly so you can get an idea, okay, what are they doing on the top line? What's their balance sheet looking like? So trailing 12 months, their revenues at $2.2 billion, which just in 2020, it was $560 million. And you guys can see the growth from $560 million to $980 million to $1.5 billion to $2.2 billion, right? So they're obviously growing over the last couple of years. There's nobody denying that. And of course, everybody and their grandma is waiting for SoFi to be extremely profitable, which they outlined, I forget the EPS metric, by 2026, but over the next year or two, they are projected to become a lot more profitable, right? Which is very good news. And like I said, guys, earlier in the video, their earnings are coming up fairly soon here, which if I pull up the statistics page, where the heck is this, guys? Maybe the analysis page. I forget. I think analysis page on second thought. Bear with me here, guys. So we can see the current quarter on average, they're projected to do 1 cent of EPS based on 15 analysts here. The average, again, 1 cent. Low estimate is negative 1 cent. The high estimate is 2 cents, with them doing negative 6 cents a year ago. So they lost 6 cents a year ago, which either way, whether they do a cent, negative a penny, 2 cents in the green, they're going to be higher. The EPS will be higher than what it was last year, which is good news. And coming down here to revenue, guys, based on 11 analysts, the average estimate is $566 million. The low estimate's $558, and the high is over $601 million, with them doing $488 million a year ago, which implies about 16% projected revenue growth year over year, which is pretty decent if you ask me, guys. Not what it once was, obviously. Maybe we get back to 20-30% revenue growth, but it's decent. 16%, not too bad. And I feel like if they crush this earnings report, guys, guidance is strong. Noto, the management team, they crushed the conference call, right? We'll see how that goes. I think this could set the stock up for maybe a push towards 7, 8, maybe even higher dollars per share in the short term. And that's kind of what I'm watching out for, right? And going back to the financials, let me quickly look at their balance sheet, guys. Then we'll slowly wrap up this video. Let me see. Balance sheet, balance sheet, balance sheet. Come on, Yahoo Finance, you piece of crap. So their assets right now, total assets are $30 billion, with their cash equivalents being about $3.6 billion. It looks like, actually no, cash and cash equivalents are just over $3 billion, with their total liabilities being $24 billion. So let's see their current liabilities. What are those looking like? Current debt and capital, let's see here, about $486 million. So it looks like SoFi is pretty well capitalized here based on what I'm seeing on Yahoo Finance. Looks like long-term debt, and let's see here, is $4.7 billion. So how much cash do they have on hand again? About $3.6 billion. So we'll see, man. Maybe they'll raise more cash. I mean, I hope they don't dilute shareholders even more. But yeah, I mean, their assets have been growing like crazy, from $8 billion in 2020 to $9 billion in 2021 to $19 billion in 2022. And as of 2023, over $30 billion. What do you think about SoFi? I'm curious as to where your heads are at. Do you own the stock? Are you planning on buying the stock? Are you staying away? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. And before you click off the video, don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo, each up to $2,000 with at least a $100 deposit. Use that link down below, the QR code right here, or go to stocksurfast.com/Moomoo. That's simple, man. You get free stocks, and it also helps out the channel. I appreciate you all, as always. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you in the next one.